Hey guys, the Movie Blaze, and I'm here today to review. Now, before anyone says it, I am aware that I am late on reviewing this movie. It released on Netflix in late November of last year, but I unfortunately never got around to watch it until last month. My history with Adam Sandler can be summed up in a few words. He's a good actor, but his movies, not so much. He was fantastic in Uncut Gems and did a solid job voicing Dracula in the Hotel Transylvania movies, minus the fourth one. Sometimes he'll deliver on a bango. Sometimes he'll deliver a movie that's pretty good, like Hubie Halloween or The Hustle. Other times, however, you got movies like Eight Crazy Nights, which is also another anime film starring Adam Sandler, and let me tell you, that movie was not good. The animation was awful, just awful. For real. What the heck? Lately, however, he's been in decent amount of Netflix movies, most notably Spaceman, a movie I might check out one of these days. But now that he's back in the world of animation to voice Inazode, will this movie be a pleasant surprise, or will this end up being all the other Adam Sandler movies? Let's find out. The story. The movie follows Neil, a lizard who's getting up there in age and feels like he hasn't done anything amazing in his life. That is, until he's picked up by a student who takes him home over the weekend for a class assignment. And before he knows it, every student in the class wants to take him home after hearing not only that he could talk, but also gives them advice about life. As you can already tell, the story is pretty simple and not too complicated to understand. It was interesting seeing a movie about living life to the fullest. Now, yes, this is a premise that has already been done already. But like I always say, it's in the execution. It's okay to have the same premise as long as it's executed well with good characters and good story. And does this movie have a good story? I'll get to that in a bit. This movie was emotional. It was heartwarming and it was touching. There were some parts during the film where I almost cried because of how emotional and heartfelt it was. The people who made this movie really, they were really cooking. For those of you who don't know, this is indeed a musical. The songs in here are really short and don't overstay its welcome. Some songs are better than others, I would say, but I enjoyed them for the most part. There were some songs in here that I really liked, and there was others that I'm like, okay, okay, and some just was speeding by very fast to where I was like, whoa, wait a minute, it's over, but you just started. What the hell? What? But like I said, I enjoyed them for the most part. I am also surprised that this movie didn't have a villain. I thought there was going to be during the third act. For those of you who've seen the movie, you already know. And I thought I had it all figured out. Like, which one was going to be the villain? Because there were two characters. Not giving away the names, not saying who, not saying the context of the film itself, or the context of the scene, but yeah, that's where my mind was headed when I saw that. But I soon realized as it got along, but as it went along, I soon realized that there was no villain to be found, and that was a welcome surprise. I'll come back to that later. Overall, I found the story to be interesting. From the trailers alone, it had potential, and the execution was really well done. The animation. For a movie made for Netflix, the animation wasn't all that bad. It's not amazing, but it's pretty good, I would say. The character animation was good, with the interesting design on the kindergartens. The background animation was good. It's not spectacular, but like I said, it was nice to look at. The characters. When you think of Adam Sandler movies, you could make the assumption that the characters would be annoying as hell and have very bad stereotypes to the point where they just make you want to turn off that nonsense and go on your merry way. Or just go on with your day. However, Neil surprisingly doesn't do that. The characters are likable, and a few of them have decent character arcs, starting with Neil himself. He's a kind and caring lizard who has tons of knowledge about life. You start to question it after a while, like young lizard who's been stuck in this not cage, a tank in a school, and you've been living there almost all your life, and yet you have all this knowledge. I guess it's because it's a school setting. I don't know. Maybe I'm thinking about it way too much, and I probably am. And what's to live his best life? But when he starts talking to the students, not only does he teach them about life, give them life lessons and whatnot, but they in return teach him new things as well. The students are surprisingly not annoying. There's Jada, the rich and judgmental girl, who you would think she's happy being rich. Playing off that character. But there's more to her than she puts on. Summer, who's a talkative one, and I can relate to that, and has to learn to listen more. And Eli, who's the shelter kid who has overprotective helicopter parents. And by helicopter parents, I mean having helicopter parents to the 10th degree. Like, his parents they mean well, but at the same time, it's like, come on. The kid can't even have a friend over without wearing a mask or suit. Like, come on now. What? The other kids, I felt, could have been more focused on and more fleshed out. And the reason why I say that is because the only characters that we follow, or the only characters that we care about, are Jada, Summer, and Eli. With the others, not so much. And I felt that was a missed opportunity. Because there was some parts during the film where I was like, okay, we're just speeding by all these characters. I don't even know half of these characters. Like, what? And I get it. They have to pick the most important ones. There's also the bunny character, but yeah, he's just a bunny character. And he eventually ends up being nice. Yeah, I know. It's predictable. This is a family film, by the way. There's the huggable one, and there's the sensitive one. So yeah, that's that. Scroto, No, not that Squirtle. This Squirtle. I know it's confusing because both of them are turtles, but one of them is green and the other one is blue. Pokemon. Okay, so Squirtle is Neil's friend, who at first is there to help him out, but soon grows jealous of Neil's popularity when he becomes popular with the students. Forgive me for butchering this character's name, but Miss Making is the substitute teacher of Fort Miles Elementary School. Sorry for butchering it. That most of the movie takes place in. Should have mentioned that O'Neill, but I forgot. Anyway, back to the substitute teacher. She is pretty interesting. She's supposed to be the main antagonist of the film, and for a while, she was. Until she has this one scene where she talks to Neil about her backstory and why she is the way she is. And I'm not lying when I say this. I felt sympathy for her and started to understand her, even though she does some pretty messed up things to Neil. But like I said, all these characters I really liked. They were entertaining. Some of them were funny. Some of them were, some of them had backstories that nearly, well, not nearly, but it almost made me want to cry. I felt sympathy for them. And there were some that I found annoying, like their parents, for instance. There's this one dad who's, I believe, Eli's dad or Jada's dad. I saw this movie a month ago. And he has this one scene where he's talking about the substitute teacher being mean. And my gosh, that was classic. I laughed so hard. Yeah, that was it. I just laughed so hard. Anywho, oh, and the teacher who was pregnant at the beginning of the film, she just comes in at the beginning and the end, but I will say that she was pretty good. I liked her. As you can see, the characters are interesting and likable. There are some characters I mentioned that get more screen time than others, but I found myself not annoyed, not being annoyed by any one of them, which is crazy. This is an Adam Sandler movie, and I'm not annoyed. What the heck is happening? I mentioned at the beginning of this review that this was a musical, and it is, but the characters don't sing throughout the film, and the songs go by fast. I enjoyed most of the songs, and some were fine. I didn't have a problem with this movie being a musical because I'm a fan of musicals and enjoyed them. Neil is a sweet and heartwarming story about living life and sharing it with the ones you care about. I wasn't expecting to love this movie as much as I did. This movie had potential to be good, and it's executed well. I recommend this movie for anyone who wants to, well, for anyone who loves a good story. And this one indeed has a good story. And if you like Adam Sandler, and by Adam Sandler I mean the good Adam Sandler, then this movie is for you. Who would have thought a movie about a lizard, voiced by Adam Sandler, would be any good? I didn't think so, but I'm glad I was proved wrong. This movie is really good. And I'm glad I saw it. I might watch it again. Neil gets an 8 out of 10. If you've seen this movie, let me know your thoughts. Did you find it funny and emotional? Or did you find it to be average? Which, by the way, how could you say that this movie's average? But There's some people out there that might think that, so who am I to say that they're wrong? Now, before I let you go, guys, I gotta let you know about the content that will be coming out this week. I have a video essay. I'm not gonna say what it is, but for most, it might be shocking. Another video I have lined up is probably gonna be a versus video and a channel update video. With Dale, I talk about what's gonna be happening on the channel in the upcoming month. And oh yeah, this channel in May, oh hell, you all not ready. You're not ready, but you will be. Also, today at 10 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, we will be going live. On this episode, we will be celebrating 400 subscribers. Although that's pretty irrelevant now, considering that I'm almost close to 500 subscribers, y'all. Yeah, I know, the channel is growing rapidly. And now people are surprised, like, how did you do it? Well, I'm not gonna tell you. But I'm just gonna say the channel is awesome. And with that being said, that's really it. Go follow me on social media. Instagram, Twitter, Letterboxd, all the same name, movieblazeplayz. New videos are coming soon to the channel. Until then, guys, if you want to be part of the Blaze Nation, or the Movie Blaze crew, and stay up to date with awesome content, smash that like button, like this video if you guys really enjoyed it. And until next time, I'm the Movie Blaze, living life to the fullest, telling you to keep on blazing.